Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Hey, I want to share a fun testimony. A cool, does God really speak type of story. And if you've been tracking along with me this year, you know that I think the answer to that question is yes. But here's a cool testimony for you guys. But before I share that, why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm kidding. I accidentally said "but" one more time than I wanted to, so I had to say something that would make that conjugation make sense there. Anyways, one day, I think sophomore year of college, I was going to bed. I think I was already in bed, about to fall asleep. Super quick like I do. Hit the pillow, fall asleep, boom, boom. And then randomly, I feel like God says Hannah Parks. As in like that, Hannah Parks comes to my head. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I would need to find my old journal to know for sure. But I felt like that was the Lord speaking. I didn't feel like I just randomly had that thought. And I didn't even know, like, is that a person? Is that like some type of spiritual utterance, Like, is this a gift of tongues? What is Hannah Parks? But it was like, I can't get it out of my head. It seems clearly God said it. I don't know why, so I Google it. I get out of bed. Well, let me just search this. At least how I envision it being spelled in my head. Google Hannah Parks. And the first thing that pops up is this like 30-minute testimony video on YouTube. And from this girl named Hannah Parks. I'm like, wow. And in the testimony, basically, it was super encouraging to me. And it spoke to me in a deep way with what I was struggling with. I was, at that time, feeling a lot of shame about my life. And I'm a perfectionist, but sometimes life isn't perfection, right? And specifically, I was feeling, I guess, kind of disqualified to lead, incapable to lead in the kingdom because of my own mistakes and sins and past failures and stuff. And after watching this video that I guess God wanted me to watch because he randomly told me about it, I was just set free from that shame because I felt this sounds bad to say, but I felt so much more ashamed of this girl, like of her story. I'm like, man, the things she's done, this is terrible. Like, I've never met someone that's done so many bad things. I mean, from just pick your sin. It's like she's been there. An extreme sin and then getting saved and then turning her back on God and going, back to the sin and stuff that she was in. And I'm like, man, I can't believe God saved you the first time. Like, to get so radically set free from all the things that she was in, to ultimately go back to it. I'm like, what a spit in the face of God, and her story was, super dramatic, super compelling, obviously. I mean, I'm not really talking about it because I'm not trying to like go into her sin, but even the ways that she got saved were just very I guess like compelling or dramatic. Like, it was a good story, and the ways that God set her free, it was just so moving, which made it again that much more shocking when she had left the faith. But this testimony was that she came back a second time to actually follow God. And she was just sharing everything that she had been through, and just sharing more and more of her story. And so I listened to this 30-minute, or maybe it was an hour, sermon that she was preaching, but the sermon was basically just her kind of life story of finding God. And I knew that, like, God wanted me to watch that. That's never happened before in my life. Have you ever just tried to make up a name? First of all, I've never tried to do that, and I wasn't trying to do that. But even if you were to try to do that, what are the odds that, like, you successfully, upon the first guess of a name, the thing that pops up is this powerful evangelist that was walking in freedom from things that you were struggling with, and that it specifically ministers to your heart and gives you comfort for where you're at in that moment. I mean, it was so cool. And it was just like another day in the life, like, man, thanks, Lord. Like, that was great. It was like, I guess I'll go to bed now, But really, since then, it's had a profound impact on my ability to forgive myself and my ability to forgive others. Just seeing a clearer picture of how far the forgiveness of God will go, and that I'm not, when I make a mistake, or if I sin, or if someone else sins and rebels against God, like, they're not getting a shorter and shorter leash. They're not, like, about to just get kicked out. But God's heart is always to show love, to show mercy, to show grace, to bring someone back to a place of repentance, not through anger and punishment, but through his kindness, through his mercy, through speaking life and identity into people. And so, anyways, that became more intuitive to me because of this sermon I got to watch. And the only reason I was watching that, only reason I'd ever heard about this person, still have yet to ever hear anyone mention this person. It's not like I knew that name subconsciously from some past Christian event. And to be honest, I don't think she's following God anymore. So, it's okay. But at the time, it was super encouraging. And again, just randomly, God talks to me. Not like I hear his audible voice, but some people do. But hey, if you want to hear him, he'll speak to you one way or another. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. A God that's alive and active. That's all I got for y'all today. I hope you're encouraged. Hey, life is worship. God is love.